Hey guys, welcome to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, and we are in episode 2 of our second edition of Myths and trying to crack some of these issues for you. The second one we're going to talk about is eating carbohydrates at night, or just having a certain schedule where, some coaches would say, get them all in the morning. And now with intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating, some people are changing that and like a preponderance of them pre and post workout, which we'll talk about. But a lot of people still say you cannot eat them at night. And there is some evidence as to why you may want to slow down at night. But as a hard, fast rule compared to just eating your food when you want, Adam, how would you address this issue?
Yeah, the biggest thing with this is just going to be the amount of calories that somebody is consuming. Again, leading people back to our diet contest ladder or our contest diet ladder, calories are going to be the biggest impact on your weight loss. And I think this myth started because when people, struggle with hunger, it's at night. So anytime they go over their calories, it tends to be the end of the day versus the middle. Or, how many people do you know that go out and eat ice cream for breakfast? It just doesn't happen that much. So, we tend to see those overages at night statistically. And I think this is why that myth started. But it's more so, it's the overage of calories, not the fact that it happened at night. So I think that's how that myth got started, but it's really the amount of calories that's going to matter versus, consuming them either morning, midday, or night.
I will say there is a trade, because even through my own personal experience dieting for contests, if it's almost like the rules of time-restricted eating. If you're eating right up to the point you go to bed, and then 6-7 hours later you're eating again, that's a far cry difference between, maybe not eating after 7 or even 6 in the evening, and then maybe you have 10 or 12 hours where you didn't consume anything. But that doesn't mean you have to do it that way. There is evidence. I remember Dr. Bill Campbell, former president of the ISSN, did a meta-analysis, and they looked at all of the research, everything out there in terms of everything from 2 meals a day to something like 7 meals a day. And like you said, as long as calories were the same, there was just no difference in loss. And so I think there's a lot of evidence to support that. But I will say that you should still do something that works for you. If you have a really slow metabolism and it just helps you even through just a discipline to not eat carbs with your last meal, totally fine. But anecdotally, I do find that I know when my body is going through those calories, Adam. So there are times when I could eat at night, and even if I'm trying to lose weight, all of a sudden I see that little plateau. Other times I'm getting up at midnight or 1 in the morning because I'm up reading or working, and I grab a big snack, and I end up losing weight. It's just it really just comes down to the calories, as you said.
Absolutely.
So what do you think, Adam, in terms of kind of a perfect split? If you were counseling a client, you said, okay, we're going to give you 125, 150 grams of carbs a day. We want to make sure your pre-workout and your post-workout is really solid, and you have another meal or so, to fortify against hunger. If you were going to say, sure, it's okay to have a snack at night, what would be a good, even carb-based snack to eat after dinner?
Yeah, for a nighttime snack, I'm really flexible with foods, obviously, but I think it's more a pairing of foods versus just like a specific carb meal. So making sure that that meal is complete, because if they just have a carb, they just might have unsteady blood sugar levels with that meal and might find themselves hungrier. So I think it's more about the pairing of the protein and carb. Maybe even some additional fat for a nighttime snack. And of course, having that meal planned versus, scrambling at the last minute to track it when you're already hungry at night. Because that's often when people go over. So, for me, like a nighttime snack tends to be like 3 whole eggs, and then I actually throw that on just like 2 pieces of wheat toast. So kind of like a breakfast meal at night, but that's always worked really well as a staple for me personally.
It is so funny you said that. I was just going to say the exact same thing, that if I'm dieting and need a little something at night, I might be a little lighter. I could go like 2 or 3 egg whites and 1 egg yolk and, 1 slice of whole grain toast. But yeah, just because of the satiety you get from the protein, a little bit of fat, instead of just relying on carbs. But it's, absolutely, those carbs could help along with that meal and get you through until morning. So
that's awesome.
Thank you very much, Adam. And for you guys watching and listening, we'll catch you next time with another episode as we tackle some more myths in Contest Prep University.